Hi everyone and welcome to the UA92 Virtual Open Day. My name's Daisy Dalton. I'm a first year sports and exercise science student here at UA92.
Hi everyone, I'm Andrew Smith and I'm part of the student recruitment team here. It's a real pleasure to be able to welcome you all live from our very own state-of-the-art media lab. It's our second time hosting the Virtual Open Day from this studio and we're really excited about using our top-of-the-range equipment, and we're getting more used to delivering events in this new virtual world.
So we'd love to hear from you throughout the day. So why don't you introduce yourself now in the chat function at the bottom of your screen. Say hello, tell us what course you're interested in. Those of you who registered before Thursday lunchtime should have received your UA92 events pack. So we hope that you have made yourself a hot drink whilst you watch the event today.
We've got a jam-packed schedule for you to enjoy today, and we'll shortly kick off with the UA92 experience session, where you'll hear more about our unique approach to higher education, as well as our straightforward AM/PM timetable and our focus on character and personal development while you're with us. After that, we've got an exclusive interview with UA92 co-founder and Manchester United legend Phil Neville, interviewed by one of our media students, Jake Redshaw.
We'll then share our brand new campus tour video with you so that you'll be able to get a feel for the campus from the comfort of your own homes. And you'll also be able to see how we're teaching in person on campus with the social distancing measures in place. We've then got a live panel session with our amazing students and industry partners and staff. And last but not least, we've got an important session on UCAS and student finance, and a discussion on student wellbeing with our brilliant journalism student Abs and wellbeing officer Steph.
And if all that isn't enough, after the event, we're running one-to-ones with our fantastic academic and admissions team. So if you haven't already booked your one-on-one, you do still have time. Just email us at hello@ua92.ac.uk. One of our team will be manning that inbox right now and we'll get straight back to you. So, Daisy, you're a first-year student with us. You joined us in September. Did you come and see us at an open day? Do you remember your open day experience?
I did. I think I came to an open day just over a year ago. Obviously, it was on campus at the time. And I went into the performance hub and I got to speak to one of my course tutors, Chrissy, who was amazing. She managed to answer all of the questions I threw at her with ease. She really offered me an insight into what student life would be like at UA92. She was also really interested in what I do as a person, my individual sports and my team sports that I play, saying that the uni would be happy to get involved with everything to do with me as a person and the sports that I do. It was really good.
I mean, you mentioned there coming onto campus. Obviously, you were able to do that, and it's unfortunate we're not able to welcome people onto campus today. But we are going to be showing a campus tour video, which will give you a chance to have a look around and see the facilities. But what advice would you give to people who have joined us today? What should they be aiming to get out of the sessions today?
I think that if you're on this open day today, then you need to watch all of the videos as intently as you possibly can and ask as many questions as you can. There isn't a silly question. You don't want to leave this open day today and think, I really wish I'd have asked that question. So please drop it in the chat box and we'll be sure to answer you.
Yeah, completely agree. We've got our student ambassadors in the chat as we speak. So if you've got any questions for them, please put them in the chat box. And as Daisy said earlier, introduce yourself, say hello, tell us what course you're interested in. It'd be great to get some dialogue in that chat box from now. And at the end of the sessions, Daisy and I will be answering questions live in the studio. So if you've got any questions for student recruitment, feel free to ask them to me. Daisy will answer them from the student's perspective as well. Okay, I think that's enough from us, don't you? Let's hand over to Gareth Smith, who's our Director of Student Affairs at UA92, and he's going to talk us through the UA92 experience.
Thanks, guys. So, welcome to University Academy 92 and our virtual open day. Obviously, we'd love to welcome you to our state-of-the-art brand new campus, but this is the next best thing. So we're going to talk to you today about all things UA92, the way that we deliver our courses, and all the measures we put in place to keep you safe throughout the COVID pandemic. I'm Gareth Smith. I'm the Director of Student Affairs, which means that I look after the student life cycle. From today, when you're first interested in joining us, hopefully right through to your graduation with us in just over 3 years' time. So the first thing I'd like to talk to you about is the measures we've taken to keep all of our students and our campus safe throughout the COVID pandemic. So we've got social distancing in place. We never had big lecture theatres ever at UA92. It's not the way we choose to teach. But what we've done is gone further still. So a classroom that would have held 30 is now holding 12, or one that would have had 60 people in it is now like 24. So we have 2 meters social distancing in place at all times on campus, which means that once you're sat down in one of our classrooms, you can take your mask off. You don't need to worry about that, keeping everybody safe. We've equally got one-way systems, which means you just follow the flow throughout campus, and you'll see more of that in our campus video. We've got lots of hand sanitizer points. I think there's 19 across campus, and we know that kind of hand hygiene and everything is really important right now. And one of the things you won't see at UA92, be it on a virtual tour or if you physically came here, is you're not going to see a physical library. When you created a university 100 years ago, you designed a kind of one with a university library alongside it with thousands of books. Here at UA92, we thought about it in the digital world. It's not the way people learn or choose to absorb their information anymore, which means all of our resources are online, be it e-journals, videos, e-books, they're all accessible, which means whatever happens, if you're here on campus, you're in our student accommodation, or you're back home with your family, you can access all the resources wherever you are, and you don't need to worry about returning a book that somebody else has just borrowed. We can keep it all safe, secure, and accessible for you wherever you are. So University Academy 92 is a new institution. We opened our doors for the first time in September 2019. We are created by unique kind of combination of organisations. Lancaster University, an elite, prestigious university, top 10 in all of the university league tables, so the Complete University Guide and the Guardian University League Table. They've partnered with the class of 92, Manchester United footballers who are phenomenally successful on the pitch, that resulted in Manchester United winning the treble in 1999, who have gone on to be successful in their careers beyond football, kind of running hotels, businesses, football management, journalism. They've partnered together to form University Academy 92 to create a new kind of higher education experience. But we didn't want to just create something where all of our courses were great because we said they were academically great. The key bit that's different about University Academy 92 is we've partnered with leading industry figures to make sure that all of our degrees deliver them the kind of graduates they need out the far side of your 3-year degree or your 1-year certificate in higher education. And I'll talk more about which partners we've worked with later on. All of our degrees are awarded by Lancaster University. So I mentioned a kind of well-regarded university, be it if you're looking for a job in Greater Manchester after you graduate, or you're looking for one kind of right across the world. You know a degree from Lancaster University will be clearly recognised and will really help open those doors for you, whatever you choose to do in the future. So all of our partners are here to shape our degree programmes and make sure they're truly industry-led. So they're involved in the co-design of our programmes, but equally they're involved in the delivery of them practically and of kind of working alongside us to kind of provide guest speakers or internships for you as part of your programme. And I'll just highlight a couple of them here now. So Microsoft, they're actually based here in the University Academy 92 building. This is their northern headquarters alongside their kind of London office. They're based here in University Academy 92. And they work with us in a number of different ways. So they've worked with us to shape our computer science degree programme to make sure it gives everyone on it the right kind of skills they need to be employed by Microsoft or other leading industry figures out the other side. Equally, they're working with all our students and with all our kind of teaching staff as well to support us around Microsoft Teams. So we haven't designed a virtual learning environment that's just used here at UA92. We've worked with them to become one of the very first higher education institutions to deliver everything through Microsoft Teams, and I'll talk more about that later. They also work with us around our Target Talent Curriculum program. So everybody studying in their modules will work with them to get Microsoft accreditation. When applying for a job, something that's often asked for is, can you use Word? Can you use kind of all of the Office suite, Excel, PowerPoint? And how can you demonstrate that? The reality for me, like many people, is I know how to use these things, but I can't demonstrate it to employers. So we're working with Microsoft to make sure all of our students get that formal certification, which means you'll be recognised by employers when you come to apply for jobs. Equally, we work with KPMG. They work closely with us around our accounting and finance programs, delivering guest kind of lectures to all of our students who have also had the opportunity to go kind of to KPMG and see firsthand what they're working on. but they're also our social mobility partner, working with us to enable us to reach out into kind of communities and people that might not have considered higher education traditionally. So there's lots of ways that University Academy 92 is different, and this is kind of a theme throughout this talk. And that's not that traditional universities necessarily do everything wrong. It's that a lot of the ways they do things, they only do them that way because they've been doing it that same way for hundreds of years in many ways. We started with blank sheets of paper, which means we've shaped our entire kind of academic portfolio and all of our experience around the real needs of employers and what benefits you as students. So a key way this is different is that we focus around your personal development at the core of everything we do alongside your academic studies. What that means is if you're studying our business studies program, yeah, you'll get a great business studies degree, but alongside that, you'll be learning our target talent curriculum, which will give you skills around communication and resilience, which will really give you that kind of head start when entering the job market once you've graduated. Alongside that, all students at University Academy 92 get a personal coach, something you won't see at other universities. What that means is you'll meet with somebody every block, so at least twice every block, typically every 3 weeks, and they're there to support you with your kind of personal development. Not as a kind of personal tutor, but as somebody that can kind of help develop you around all of those skills and be a real kind of source of kind of comfort and support throughout this. In these challenging times, everyone needs that. At University Academy 92, you're very much a name, not a number. We have hundreds of students rather than tens of thousands, and that enables us to be really supportive and provide that right kind of environment for all of our students. So there's a number of other ways that we have a really kind of distinctive approach to the way that we run our higher education offer. You'll only ever study one module at a time in University Academy 92. So at lots of institutions, you'll study 3 or 6 subjects all at once, trying to get your head around all of those different concepts. Whereas with us, it's just that one module at a time. So if you're studying our physical education degree, that first module might be sports psychology, and you just do that sports psychology for that period of time. Just learning all of that with all the assessment contained within that block. So there's no big end of year exams. You know from when you learn something to when you're being assessed on it, there's never more than 6 weeks. It's not at the end of the year, and also it's not at the end of a 3-year degree. You don't have any big finals. But whilst some of our courses do have exams, the way we do most of our assessment is to make it really practical and based around your subject. So if you're working around sports science, it might be running a coaching session and analysing the outputs to come out of it. For our journalism students, they might be writing an article or filming a media piece. Or for our computer science students, doing a piece of coding. What we try not to do is design exams that aren't fit for the real world. We give you assessment which is absolutely the kind of work you'll need to do when you enter employment. In many universities, the timetable changes from week to week, term to term, or right across your life there while studying. What that means is you can't shape the rest of your life around your studies. It kind of gets dictated to you by the way that the university operates. For us, what we've done is we've got a really fixed, rigid timetable, which means that you can shape the rest of your life around it. It means you know you're going to be able to do that shift in the afternoon if you're a morning student, or you know that you're going to be able to play university sport on a Wednesday because it's always free. So if you study with us, you'll be studying as a morning student, 9 till 1, or as an afternoon student, 2 till 6. And that's Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday throughout your time with us. We won't change that. The other benefit of studying one module at a time means we don't require everybody to start in September. In these kind of challenging times, we know that we don't expect people to wait right round until September to study. You can join us when you're ready. So it might be in September, or we equally offer entry points in November or January. And because we study one module at a time, it means whenever you start, you won't be behind. You'll be joining all the students at the start of that block at once. So next up, I'd like to show you a video which will explain this model in a bit more detail. So I mentioned the UA92 timetable was different. So here's kind of a bit more of an explanation of the way that it works in practice. So if you're a morning student, you'll study with us 9 till 1, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. If you're an afternoon student, 2 till 6, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Wednesdays are different. That gives you the opportunity to have a job, you might be volunteering, or you might be playing for one of our university sports teams in the Bucks League. The other benefit of this is it means that because you're in that morning or the afternoon, you know that if you're a morning student, you can always work that afternoon shift in that bar or cafe, or you know if you're an afternoon student, you'll always be able to drop your son or daughter off at school or kind of look after a relative as is required. We keep our timetable fixed so you can shape the rest of your lives around it. The other benefit we've got of this is whatever happens with COVID, we're not changing our timetable. So what we've done is we're going to have 16 hours of teaching whatever happens. So right now we're delivering 8 hours of teaching face-to-face on campus and 8 hours over Microsoft Teams. So how does that work? So for a current student, if you're in the morning, you might be on campus on a Monday in one of our classrooms, all socially distanced and safe, on campus with your other students for 4 hours being taught. Then on a Tuesday, you're all online over Microsoft Teams. This isn't us just saying go away and watch a YouTube video or kind of read a book. This is actual proactive teaching with the same tutor you'll have been working with on that Monday being taught for 4 hours over Microsoft Teams. Wednesdays mentioned different. There might be some work for you to do, but you can do it whenever you like. It's not fixed in the timetable. You can do it at 7 o'clock in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, or 10 at night. Just make sure that work's done before you come back in on the Thursday. So then the Thursday, back on campus, in your class, working with your tutor and your classmates, and the Friday is all back online. If restrictions ease, and we can bring everybody back onto campus full time, then we'll have 16 hours a week all on campus, but whatever happens, that teaching remains. So if restrictions get tighter, and unfortunately we need to move all online, then we'd still have that, but all of those classes would be delivered over Microsoft Teams. And the same goes for our afternoon students as well. So another unique aspect I mentioned is about the way our academic year is structured, particularly because we do one module at a time. So if you joined us in September, you study that one block for 6 weeks with all of your kind of learning and assessment contained within it. Then a week off, have a break, and then back in to do your next block, completely different kind of subject that you'll be studying for 6 weeks. Then by Christmas, unlike your friends maybe studying at other universities, you won't have any essays to write, you won't be revising for any exams in January because all of your assessment is complete. So by Christmas, you'll have half your university year, 60 credits in the bag, and then you come back in January, another 6-week block, another break, and then your final 6-week block of the year, which means you're all done by April. And then 5 months over the summer to either take a well-earned break or equally the opportunity to kind of maybe get a job with some of our partners. So a number of our students were working as football coaches with Salford City over this summer. And there's lots of opportunities that we work with alongside our partners across all of our different degree programs. The other benefit of this academic year is that you can start at different points. So if you start in November, all that changes, you start there, you'll start with block 2. Then block 2, 3, 4, and then rather than the summer break starting in April, you'll then do block 1 there. No disadvantage, you just catch up with all the other students and study the modules in a different order. Equally, if you start in January, you'll start with study block 3, 4, 1, 2. The other benefit of this is that if something bad happens, it's really flexible. So let's say, unfortunately, you got ill for some reason. Let's say that happened in November. In a traditional university, you might lose the whole academic year because you've lost part of 3 or 6 modules. For us, all that would happen is you just don't do study block 2 there. You've done block 1, all in the bag, all secured. You can't study block 2, but you're ready to come back in January. You do block 3, block 4, and then in the summer you do block 2, which means then you're able to start your second year back on time with all of your classmates, rather than having to resit a whole year that you'd get elsewhere. The other benefit is this timetable is you can see that there are 6 blocks over the year. So for anybody that's keen, you can do an accelerated degree and graduate with us in just 2 years. So rather than studying 4 blocks a year, you do 6 blocks a year. That sounds really intense, and it might not be for everybody, but the reality is that's still only 36 weeks a year of learning, where you get 16 weeks off. Certainly, for those of you that are just coming from school or college, you'll be familiar, is broadly in line with that, so 16 weeks off. And for those from the world of work, certainly I'd love to have 16 weeks off a year. And the real benefits it gives you is it accelerates your career, enables you to enter the workforce after just 2 years rather than traditional 3, whilst equally kind of being a more affordable option in terms of keeping down your student debt. All of our courses are kind of shaped around the demands of our partners, and we know kind of the growth industries. We've not come up with kind of programs that are just there for kind of the sake of kind of academia. We've designed them all to have clear degree outputs and kind of tangible jobs at the other end. So our courses are across 4 broad areas. So business courses, media, sport, and digital. So if I start with digital computer science, digital an absolute growth area here in Greater Manchester and across the globe. I think all of us have got a lot more familiar with digital over the past kind of few months since the pandemic started. But equally, sport courses, physical education, gaining those practical skills as a sports scientist or in PE to enable you to be a sports coach, a teacher, a sports scientist at the end of your program. Whilst on our journalism program, one of our newest degree programs is sport journalism, and one of the teachers on that program is Phil Jones. So for anybody who watched London 2012 or any athletics coverage, he's the guy that you'd always seen him kind of interviewing Usain Bolt, Greg Rutherford, Jess Ennis. That was Phil Jones there, and he's bringing his real kind of practical experience as a sport journalist kind of to work alongside of all of our students to give them, kind of great academic knowledge, but equally those real industry insights in terms of what it's like to work as a professional in those industries for the BBC. And our business students as well, so accounting and finance, working alongside KPMG to embed all of those kind of practical skills alongside your accounting and finance qualifications and exemptions from the AAT and from CIMA as part of your programs. We know that one of the barriers that many people face whilst trying to enter higher education is a financial one, particularly right now as a result of COVID. That's why the class of 92 worked with us to come up with the Kickstart scheme. 92 grants for people from Greater Manchester who have been impacted as a result of the COVID pandemic. £5,000 cash awards that are awarded to people studying on any one of our degree programs. Please do look on our website for all the criteria, or alternatively get in touch with us. We've also got a range of other scholarships or bursaries that will work with you to kind of give you that financial support you need throughout your time studying with us. The key message for you is whenever it is in the year, you can apply to join UA92. Whether you're looking to start in September, November or January, you can apply now. We consider direct applications or you can apply through the channel of UCAS. Please look on our website for further details. Equally, if you want to speak to any of our students, we've worked with Unibuddy to create a platform for you to do just that. So you might listen to me talk about how fabulous University Academy 92 is, but you want to hear from our students firsthand. So log on there, you can hear from one of our PE students, Regan, about his experience of studying here, or from Asila, who's on our Media and Communications course, about what it's like to be a student studying on that programme. So please do check out our Unibuddy platform to learn a little bit more from all of our students. Thank you so much for your time today, and I'll hand you back across to the studio.